Hello, this is Domenico with Easynomics, and we're going to do some more calculations of PED. In this case, we're going to be looking at an elastic demand curve, and our applied example will be Coca Cola. We know that Coca Cola has close substitutes, their largest competitor being Pepsi, so we would expect that their demand curve would be relatively elastic or very elastic. So here we have our model. We're looking at the global daily market for bottles of Coca Cola. We're measuring the price of those bottles per unit on the y-axis and the quantity on the x-axis. We have our downward sloping demand curve labeled D1 equal to the marginal benefit, and we have two prices. One set at P1 with a quantity demanded at Q1 at point A, and another price at P2 with a quantity demanded at Q2 point B. And using some data, I took a look, and according to the sources that I looked at, the average global price for a bottle of cola is 92 cents in US dollars. And that was from looking at 92 countries. The lowest price of Coca Cola is 12 cents in Iran, with the highest being $2.75 on average in the United States. So the average of all of these nations uh, generates a value of about 92 cents per bottle of Coke. And when I looked at the number of units sold per day, it was about 1.9 billion. So that will be our data, our applied data to calculate PED. Okay. So in this scenario, number one, assuming that the PED is greater than 1, we're going to look at the impact of an increase in price on total revenue and do some calculations to practice using PED as we would on a potential paper 2 or paper 3 exam. So again, PED, price elasticity of demand, is a formula where we're looking at the percent change in the quantity demanded of a good divided by the percent change in the price. And we're going to remember that the percent change is equal to the final value minus the initial value divided by the initial value multiplied by 100. And we're going to raise price from 92 cents to $1. And we're just going to assume that the quantity of consumption is going to fall from 1.9 billion to 1.5 billion. So with these data points, we can start plugging in the numbers into the formula. This is our initial price value. This is our final price value. Here's our initial quantity value and our final quantity value. So when we plug those numbers in, we'll see that in terms of quantity demanded, the final quantity is 1.5 billion, B for billion, minus 1.9 billion, B for billion, divided by the initial 1.9 billion, multiplied by 100. We'll put that in brackets. And then that's going to be divided by, and remember this is billions, just so we're clear, the B for billions. And then we're going to divide that by the change in the price. So the final price is $1 minus the initial of 0.92 divided by 0.92 multiplied by 100. And that works out to negative 0.4 billion, 1.5 minus 1.9, divided by 1.9 billion. And that's going to work out to negative 0.2105, and we'll come back to that. This entire value is going to be divided by $1 minus 92 cents is 0.08 cents divided by 0.92. That's going to be equal to 0.08695. You gotta remember, we're gonna have to multiply this by 100. Have to multiply this by 100, and that's gonna work out to, we're gonna continue down here. If we multiply 0.2105 by 100, that's gonna give us that the percent decrease in quantity demanded was negative 21.05% divided by an increase in price by 8.70. This is going to work. We're going to round that up to 70. And so that works out to negative 2.419, or let's round up, negative 2.42. Okay, so PED along this demand curve for bottles of Coca Cola is equal to negative 2.42, the absolute value being 2.42. So clearly PED is greater than 1, which means that the percent change in the price is less than the percent decrease in the quantity demanded, which we can see here. We can see that the distance between Q1 and Q2 is greater than the distance between P1 and P2, again highlighting that the percent change in price less than the percent change in quantity demanded. That is held true for any price elasticity of demand curve that is elastic. Right? So here we can see that it's an elastic demand curve. And when we raise price along an elastic demand curve, we should expect the total revenue to fall. All of these consumers are switching to the cheaper alternative of Pepsi. All right, so we can now calculate total revenue and see whether or not total revenue has fallen. So total revenue 1 is equal to price 1 times quantity 1, which is equal to the areas of A plus B. We can add in the data, that is 0.92 cents multiplied by 1.9 billion. And so the total revenue, the total initial revenue, is equal to 1.748 billion. Okay? When we raise the price to $1, the total revenue, the new total revenue is now P2 times Q2, which is equal to the surface areas of C plus A. And that's equal to $1 multiplied by the reduced quantity of 1.5 billion units sold per day. And that equals 1.5 billion. So $1.5 billion. And again, we can see that yes, total revenue goes down. Total revenue 1 was 1.748 billion, and then when we raise price, total revenue has fallen to 1.5 billion. So again, as we raise price along an elastic demand curve, the total revenue will fall. Okay, the PED is greater than 1. This is what occurs. So great. Let's go ahead and apply this to a potential question. So let's look at a potential kind of paper 2, paper 3 type question and see if we can solve. Okay, applying this knowledge. All right, so we've done these calculations to make some small. I guess I'll continue to keep it there. So I'm going to emphasize that after calculating this, we know that PED along this demand curve is equal to negative 2.42, or the absolute value of 2.42. So let's say we had a question that said, let's say you had a question on an exam that said, calculate the new sales revenue, which is essentially asking for the total revenue, if the firm, in this case Coca Cola, increases price by, let's say, 15%, a 15% increase in price, what would happen to total revenue? Well, we're going to have to calculate the new price, and we're going to start with P1. P1 will be our starting point. So to solve that, let's use this color. To solve that, we're going to start at a price of 0.92, right, at P1, multiplied by that 15% increase. So you can do that by multiplying it by 0.15, and that tells us that that is essentially, if we round up, a 14-cent increase. So I can then take that, I can take the original 92 cents plus this additional 14 cents, and that's going to tell me that my new price is now $1.06. Another way I can do that is take the initial price, 92 cents, multiplied by 1.15, and that's going to equal, again, if we round up, $1.06. So we're going to see that price is rising to this point. So let's draw where the price is going visually. It's going up to, let's say, this point, P3. Let me go ahead and erase these values. It's going up to P3. A, B, C along the demand curve. We're going up to P3 with quantity falling to Q3. And we have now just calculated that increase in price. So it's now going up to $1.06. We're trying to figure out what is the quantity so that we can calculate the total revenue. This is what we're working towards. So let's continue our calculations. So here we know that PED is negative 2.42. So we're going to have to use that. PED is equal to negative 2.42, which again is equal to the percent change in the quantity demanded over the percent change in price. So every time we increase price, in this case by 1%, we lose 2.42% of our customers. That's what that formula means, or the PED value, that's what it means. So how can we use this to figure out the change in the quantity? Well, again, let's take a look. Negative 2.42 is equal to the percent change in the quantity demanded, which we don't know yet, divided by the percent change in price. And here it's telling us that the percent change in price is 15%. So we can add that here, 15% increase in price. So just using basic algebra, we can take the 15% out and multiply it on this side. So we'll have 15% multiplied by negative 2.42, and that will give us the percent change in the quantity demanded. And so that's going to work out to negative 36.3% is the fall in the quantity of demand. Okay, negative 36.3. So we're almost there. We're starting at 1.9 billion. Remember, we're starting at 92 cents with 1.9 billion. What is a 36.3% decrease of that value? So what we can do now is take that information, we're going to move over here, we take 1.9 billion, we're going to multiply that by negative 0.363, right? Changing the 36.3 into a decimal value, and that equals 689 million, 689, 700,000. Let me just clean that up. 689,700,000, and then we're going to have to subtract that from the 1.9 billion. So 1.9 billion minus 689,700,000 is equal to, let's see here, 1,210,300,000. 1,210,300,000 is that value. And so that is what Q3 is. So we have found out the value there. So approximately it is, let's say over here, 1,210,300. There we go. So that's the value of Q3. And so now we can do price times quantity, and then we can see what has happened to total revenue. So total revenue 3 is equal to P3 times Q3, which is essentially equal to $1.06 multiplied by this large value of 1,210,300,000. And then that equals, that was equal to, just checking my notes, that is 1,282,918,000. So this is the value of total revenue 3. It's equal to this. Okay. So did total revenue rise or fall? It fell. All right. As we wrote, increased price from 92 cents to $1.06, total revenue fell to 1.2 billion, where it was previously at 1.7 billion when we calculated this. And when we calculated at $1, it was at 1.5 billion. So we can see that as the price is increasing, the total revenue is falling. Just reiterating it, the initial total revenue was 1.5 billion. Then when we took it up to P2, total revenue fell. I'm sorry, it was originally 1.748 billion. 1.748 billion. Then it fell to 1.5 billion. And then we see it falling again. Total revenue 3, it's now fallen to 1.282 billion. So again, as we increase price along an elastic demand curve, total revenue is falling. So not a good decision by Coca Cola if they were to do that. All right, so this was just an overview of calculating PED, its relevance to total revenue, and its applications on an exam. If you have any questions, you can comment those questions, and don't forget to subscribe and to like. Thank you so much.